Welcome to Ironhome, the only Starforged actual play that doesn't actually play Starforged. Today, we continue with Session 6 of Mechs vs. Aliens. Last episode was extremely exciting with 3 misses with a match. So, we infiltrated, let's do it by the book. Let's always read the moves, it's always very helpful. So, we review or recap what happened. Okay, yeah, we infiltrated the base, we snuck around, we found out it wasn't a security base, but actually a factory for mutants, for creating mutants. And it was quite empty, which was surprising. We were captured and experimented on, but managed to escape with the help of Artemis. There wasn't much security as well, this was also very surprising. And we found out there was a much deeper base to explore, and down we went into it full speed. We found out it was abandoned, part of a much greater ship that kind of like dug into the ground, and was overrun with mutant flora and fauna. And at one point, we got into a place with low gravity, and at one point during all this, our mutation kind of activated, and as we screamed, half of our face was transformed as parts of it went missing, turning into a sort of exoskeleton of sorts, full with holes. So basically we've got like all of this section kind of like transformed into a sort of exoskeleton kind of situation. And that is where we will begin this session, as kind of like Faye opens her eyes and she has a kind of like weird kind of vision. Like one of her eyes is very different, very like kind of like sort of insectile, but not quite. And she kind of sees things a little bit different, but just a tiny little bit, not too much. She doesn't have any kind of superpowers or anything just yet. But she's gasping. We can hear Artemis kind of like suddenly power up and say, Faye, talk to me, Faye. And Faye says, Artemis, how long have I been out? And Artemis says, several hours. Are you okay? And Faye's just, yeah, I think I'm okay. I think I can. Yeah, I think I'm okay. I can. And Artemis says, "You might want to brace yourself for this." And suddenly puts up like a reflection of what Faye looks like, and she's just like, "I'm mutated." And normally I'd say that this would require a stress, but I think we've suffered enough as is. I don't know if I want to mark traumatized for this, because we probably will. So I'm just gonna say that she just is amazed at what she sees. It doesn't necessarily like like a shocking thing. She's kind of just like touching through the holes in this exoskeleton she has. It's like, she begins to kind of a little bit like hyperventilate, and Artemis goes, Faye, it's okay. The mission. First, the mission, then we deal with whatever the hell this is. And she just grabs the controls, and she looks at her hand and sees that her hand has like a little bit of like a one of her hands on the left side has a little bit of a little like claw thing going on. And she says, focus on the mission. Let's move, Artemis. And we continue to undertake an expedition with speed. Woo! All right, let's make this roll. A lot of thoughts are going through Faye's head right now. But right now, the mission. A weak hit. All right, we mark progress, but we encounter a peril of some kind. Let's see what the peril is. Confounding distortions of the time stream. That might be a bit too much. As much as that would be of a... spoilers, Titanfall. Other intruders have been corrupted or mutated by this place. All right. Let's go ahead and roll a little combat here with some kind of creature. Let's go ahead and roll for, we're going to say with land, their basic form. Roll twice. Ooh. Snake beast mammal creatures. That's very interesting. What does what does a snake mammal look like? A basilisk, perhaps? Yeah, let's go with like a basilisk. Many legs. That's more of a reptile than a snake, but you know what I mean. So these kind of like basilisk creatures, but they're obviously very mutated, so they have some weird stuff. Their legs aren't all equal. They're basically snakes that have kind of like grown legs out of their body. And let's see what they first look. They're dripping mucus. That's disgusting. And they have like a very distinctive sound that they make. All right. So once we engage them in combat, we'll roll for revealed aspect. So let's just go ahead and say these creatures are snapping and dripping mucus and blah everywhere. And they're going to go for the fight. So I'm going to say that this is a... Let's go with a formidable combat. Or dangerous. Let's go with dangerous. we have enough bad stuff going on here. Snake mutants. I know you should put an objective that you want to blah, 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 but let's keep it simple. Let's go ahead and enter the fray after we change music. Let's change the music to some action music. Wait, what was that? Machine Angelica. Okay. So let's go ahead and go with a little bit of this. Why not? And let's enter the fray. What are we doing? We're definitely on the move. But I feel like caught in a trap or sizing up the situation is probably better. We're not actually like running and these creatures running on our side. I think that would probably be on the move more. It's a miss. The fight begins with you in a bad spot. Okay, let's reveal one of these aspects of these creatures. Hallucinogenic. Okay, no, wait. That's I don't think it can come again. Metamorphic. Let's go with something else. Parasitic. These are all very great things, but we're in a mech, and I don't know if that would... Engineered biology. You know what? Let's go with... Let's go with a combat action. What do? They compel a surrender or concession. Look, sometimes the oracles don't work in our favor. So let's go move in close or grapple. They still have some kind of snake-like behavior. So they try to wrap around. It's a very strange creature. Legs, but also snake-like biology. It tries to wrap around Artemis's legs. Okay, so that's how the combat starts. So we're going to clash with Iron in close distance as we take out our blade that we have and Artemis tries to cut this creature down. We're gonna go with Iron. Come on, last game was bad enough, but we continue to get really high rolls on those challenge dice. Your foe dominates this exchange. You stay in a bad spot and must pay the price. So we're going down to like stab at this creature, but it is very fast. We are surprisingly fast, and it just does a movement and knocks us back on the ground as we just fall backward on our back. And we're going to... What are we going to try to do? I think we're going to try to react under fire and see if maybe... I don't think we can move that way. It's going to probably be an iron roll. And then the other one's like just trying to scamper up and bite at us. Let's go ahead and see if we can maybe clash again in iron. See if we can hit them again. If not, we're going to have to think of something else. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to react under fire. I'm going to do the following. I'm going to turn on the boosters and try to kind of like, how do you say? Move with like, try to slide across the ground and maybe kind of like get this creature to let go of the leg. So I'm going to do that with iron, which makes the most sense. Because, yeah, that makes sense with iron. So let's go ahead and react under fire with iron as we slide. Use our boosters to slide across the ground. Oh, come on! I had a... Look, in this one I got an 8, and in this one I got a 7. The situation worsens. You stay in a bad spot and must pay the price. Oh, wow. You face a tough choice. Okay, Artemis is now... The other snake things is wrapped around its arms, and we have no other choice but to jump out of Artemis with our blaster rifle and just shoot at these creatures. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go for a clash and just shoot at them because Artemis is completely stuck to the ground, and that is the tough choice that we face. Should I take more damage to Artemis? No, you know what? No. I've taken enough damage as is. All right, let's go ahead and clash. Let's see, am I shooting at these creatures? Am I far enough? Or am I very close? That is a great... I'm going to say we're very close. We're at close quarters, yeah. Or maybe we can try to get out of the way. No, let's just go ahead and clash. We can't get another miss, can we? It's a weak hit. Okay. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. A weak hit is better than nothing. So, we mark progress, but you are dealt a counter blow or setback. You must stay in a bad spot and must pay the price. Okay, so I'm going to say that one of these creatures, we're shooting at it, and as we're shooting at it, we hit it, and we see this tail like whip out, and it's just going straight for us. It's just about to smack us. So we're going to react under fire with edge to just jump out and roll out of the way. It's a weak hit. Okay, which, with my house rules, we get in a good spot. But we take some damage. We must make a suffer move -1. And I'm going to say that we're going to lose 1 momentum as we roll out of the way. And we kind of have to run a little bit to put some distance between us. And then we kind of turn around. And now we've got they're wrapping around the Artemis. And we're going to go strike with distance, with edge. Okay, here goes. Come on. Give me a strong hit. 1 strong hit's all I'm asking for. Oh, come on. A 1? A 1 on the action die? That is a miss. The fight turns against you. You are in a bad spot and must pay the price. So I'm firing my blaster rifle at these creatures, and one of them just lets go of Artemis as it just begins to move with full speed towards me. If this creature hits me, I'm going to be really, really messed up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to react under fire by trying to see if I can get Artemis to come and just stomp down on this creature. So I'm going to roll integrity, and hopefully Artemis will be able to... I'm going to say the one of the leg let go. So now Artemis's arm is grappled, and that might make sense. So let's go ahead and see what happens here. As this creature's just moving at full speed towards me, and I'm just backing up. And let's see what happens. Here we go. Oh, come on! Another miss with a match. This is ridiculous. Didn't we have enough of those last session? This combat is going terribly. It was imagine if I made it formidable. Imagine if I made it formidable. Okay. Okay. So, miss with a match. Wow. We tried to summon the Mech. Miss with a match. You know what? I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna say that Artemis takes 2 damage from this reptilian, the mucus that was coming off this creature, and the tightening of this thing is hurting Artemis really bad. And as Artemis begins to, the mucus is like melting some circuitry or something, and he just powers down. As Artemis just falls on the ground, dust sliding down. Could this be the end of our intrepid hero? Let's see what happens. Artemis is down. This creature's rushing at me. I'm going to try to clash, and this time it's going to be with Iron. It's coming straight for me. I'm going to raise the blaster rifle. Faye is screaming as she's just blasting this. It's now or never. It's now or never. Iron. Strong! Yes! This is why we play the game! You overwhelm your foe and are in control. Mark progress twice. Okay, that is 6 progress. I think this is enough for us to roll. Is it enough? We've had some really bad rolls. Okay, so I'm gonna say what happens is Faye screaming, blasting at this creature. One of the shots goes right through the head of this creature, and it just collapses as it's moving. We can see the other creature is twisting Artemis, and Faye just raises up her rifle and begins to blast at it. Now, if we don't get a strong hit on this one, we are going to risk going back to not being in control. So I think I'm just going to take decisive action here. I'm going to risk it. We need a 5 or less. 5 or less. Oh, come on! Oh, okay. So take decisive action. On a miss, you are defeated, or your objective is lost. That is very interesting. What do we do? So we begin to shoot at the other creature that is attacking Artemis. I'm going to say that we hear more sounds of these creatures. Like, let's say that okay, so this is what happens. When we were running down this thing, these kind of like, there were holes in the walls and things, and these 2 creatures came out of these holes in the walls. And we could hear more sound of more creatures. So as she's firing at this other creature and missing the shots, she's not getting it. We hear these other sounds. And Faye must make a decision. If she stays here, she will probably be overrun with these creatures. So she has to flee and leave Artemis behind. Unpowered. Very damaged. Oof. How will we get Artemis back after this? We will find out later, because we flee. We flee. We run down the tunnels, leaving these snake-like reptiles that were dangerous, not formidable, that have taken Artemis down. Tears running down her eyes. Faye screams as she runs down, trying to get away from these creatures, and successfully doing so because they were mostly focused on the big giant robot. So, that happened. I'm gonna pause a little bit to see what music we can put. All right, so let's go with this one. As Faye continues to make her way down this cave, just thinking everything is falling apart. Everything. She's mutated. Her mech has been powered down, possibly destroyed by now. As she's just running down these tunnels. As she's just grabbing on to her necklace. Given to her by her mentor. Fletcher Shin, aka Dash. She's just going through the memories of the past. You know, as tears are falling down her face, she's just thinking back on the training. I think at one point she just finds a little place where she just sits down, falls into fetal position. She's kind of like, no, back's on the wall, hands around her knees, and just face down her knees. And she's just breaking down in tears. She's thinking back to when Fletcher was teaching her how to shoot, her first mech, and then that's the time when she met Artemis. When she was introduced to Artemis, times in the shop, fixing Artemis, whole bunch of different little memories about Artemis, her first expedition into the jungle with Artemis and Fletcher with her, their first fight together as a squadron, the time they lost some other companions, and then the time that Fletcher never came back. And she cried in her bed, Artemis at her side, putting his big metal hand on her in an attempt to give her peace. And she's just bawling. She's just bawling because everything's falling apart. She's losing sight of everything. And let's go ahead and try to make a hearten move. As she begins to just cry and talking to herself, saying, "What should I do, Fletcher? What should I do? I'm trying. She's just talking to herself, talking about the mission. Just tell me what to do." She's just latching on to the little... So we're going to make a little heart and roll here and see what happens. It's a strong hit. So we clear the shaken impact. And we take +1 spirit. And we're brought back to a memory of Fletcher. They're sitting down at night. There's a little bonfire in the middle of the jungle. Artemis is there, and Fletcher's mech is there. And Fletcher's telling Faye now, "You were born into this world, Faye, but I still remember before the aliens came. It was a beautiful world. We had so much. I miss the simple things, you know? I miss camping without fearing of an alien attack. I miss going fishing, just sticking my feet in the river. I miss being at peace. But one day we're going to win this war, Faye. And I promise you will get to see the world we once had. I promise you will not die without seeing that world." And then Faye lifts up her head And you can see her eyes burn with a fire. And she says, I will see that world. And she gets up and continues to run. That was beautiful. I'm running this game. I'm saying everything. It's like giving myself the medal. That was beautiful. But it was. I will see that world. I'm going to write that as a quote because that's her new phrase. That is her new motivational phrase. I will see that world. And we're going to continue with this expedition, which we have 5 progress. We're going to try to get 1 more. And then it's just going to go bad because the dice hate me. But the dice hating me created this beautiful little scene that we had. So I'm going to give it to them. The dice are great. The dice know what they are doing. Let's go ahead and switch the music back to the one we had. Beautiful music, as always. And let's go back to Machina Angelica. All right. So we continue to run as fast as we can in hopes. It's a weak hit. All right. I'm not facing another peril. I'm going to say that we lost 2 momentum from just being there, wasting too much time, you know, lying down there, crying and just taking a moment to recover. I don't want to do it with 6. I'm scared. I'm scared. I'm terrified. Let's at least try to go to 7. Let's see where we are. A sealed chamber of sorts. Interesting. But maybe not. A sealed chamber of sorts. All right, it's a sealed chamber. Can we get it open? Let's maybe see if we can... there's any way of getting this sealed chamber open, and maybe that's... you know what? That could be the peril. Let's go ahead and say that. Why not? We need to find... Let's keep our momentum. We come across this kind of like wall with... Again, it's not that it's old, it's that it has been abandoned, maybe left here for 10 years, but it's still got the kind of same alien technology we know and everything else before. It's not an ancient thing. So we're just going to have to try to find a way out of here. And I'm going to say this is a very simple face danger with wits, as we try to see if we can activate it. It's still powered. We're going to say it's still powered because everything is powered. It's just that a lot of equipment has been disabled or turned off. But this wall, we can probably get it opened. So let's go ahead and roll wits. And of course, it's a miss. You fail, or a momentary success is undermined by a dire turn of events. Of course it's a miss. We should just only expect misses from now on. Your action causes collateral damage or has an unintended effect. Okay, so instead of turning on this wall, we set off some kind of alarm or sound or something, and we just got to get the hell out of here. We're going to draw attention to whatever creatures are living here, so we are just going to get the hell out of here. We're just going to face danger with edge as we run. We try to find another way out. We're definitely not going to get through that sealed chamber. Let's just get out. A strong hit. Yay. Okay. So we hear lots of a cacophony. I think I used that word right. A cacophony of screams and sounds of all the creatures that have been mutated and live here as we just run and through another hall. And they're all drawn to this alarm that we turned on. Okay, so 6 progress. Let's try again. One last one as we just bolt our way through here. Strong hit. Give me a strong hit. It's a weak hit. Okay. So now I'm just going to say that, yeah, let's go ahead and say that we lose the 2 momentum as we are having to because we kind of had to go a different way, we got lost a little bit. It took us some time. We kind of had to go around everything. Let's say that. Let's see where we are now. Blasted or wrecked area. Yeah, it's kind of like some kind of laboratory that just... There was some kind of... No, it's an engineering section, and there's just something blew up here. Things got out of control and something blew up. Seven progress. 6 or less. I hate those odds. I hate those odds. Let's try one more. Let's try one more. Please. I'm just asking. One more. Another weak hit. Okay. I know. Let's do some supply. Let's all our tracks are at 1. So our supply is low because of, well, we left Artemis behind. So we don't have that much supply. It makes sense. Our mech had most of our supply. We've got very little supply now. That makes perfect sense. And yeah, that's not looking good. Okay, I'm gonna do it. It's time. I'm scared. I'm terrified. But if we get a strong hit, we fill a full box of progress on our legacy track. 1 whole box for this journey. That has been terrifying. Here goes. Clickety. Clickety. It's a strong hit. It's a strong hit. We made it. We made it. All right. Yes. We fill a full box. It says there, Expedition and Discovery Track. A full box. 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 2 experience to spend. Ah! Okay. That also marks progress on our quest, because we have definitely reached the place that we needed to get to. So, let's clear out this track. Whew. And we reach this giant, huge kind of computer. It's like an auditorium size, and there's just computers in the middle. It's everywhere. It's huge. Lots of consoles. Overrun by nature as every other room. And we finally walk in to take some steps down into this place. And we see that obviously it's going to take us some time. So I'm going to set this up. Before we start this, I'm going to take a moment for Faye to patch up. Let's do that. And hopefully, not roll terribly. So let's go ahead and heal. We're mending our own wounds. So, lowest of ironing wits. Oh, come on! It's another pay the price. Yeah, it's a miss. The aid is ineffective and the situation worsens. Oh, I know what happens. I know exactly what happens. As we're trying to stop, to turn down and heal, we begin to hear sounds of creatures that obviously are here somewhere. So we don't have much time. We don't have as much time as we expected. We're going to have to try to find out how to get this information and get out of here with enough time. So let me look for a good song. All right, let's go. Astral Danger. We are going to set up a scene challenge. So when you begin a scene challenge, create a progress track and name your objective. Retrieve the data. And we are going to set it as dangerous. Do we have a clear advantage? I don't think we have. So we'll make it dangerous. And we will create a clock. A 4-sided clock. All right. And now we must face danger or secure an advantage to take action. So the first thing we're going to do is we can hear these creatures coming for us. So we're going to try to secure an advantage by trying to find some controls that might lock all the doors to keep the creatures out and give us more time. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's roll with wits. It's a miss, of course. We're going to mark 1 tick on the clock, and we must pay the price. Okay, so basically, no. I think that's price enough. The doors will not close. These creatures are coming, and yeah, we just lost time. I don't think we need to pay the price. We just lost time. So let's just go and try to hook this thing in and see if we can overcome these controls and get this done. We're going to face danger. And we are going to roll with wits. It's a strong hit. Great. We mark progress. We are able to finally get in. We start maybe copying the files, inserting the thing, getting the code. We're on it. We're on it. We're doing the thing. We're doing the thing. Let's face another danger with wits. Another strong hit. Okay. Nothing's happening. The screams are coming. We're concentrated. We're just typing away at this thing. We're just connected. Everything's going well. Everything's going great. We're gonna face danger again with wits. As we continue, the screams are coming. The progress bars are filling up. Information is happening. It's a miss. Of course, it had to come. So we fill a clock segment. And I'm gonna say that one of these creatures comes in. And let's just go ahead and roll on something. Oh, wow. Roll twice. Insectoid octopoid. Okay, yeah, I'm going to say it's kind of like a large insectile creature. Perhaps like mantises with tentacles coming out from its back. And we will hide. So we're going to face danger by basically hiding from this creature as we're moving. I remember it's auditorium kind of like with like corridors of consoles and things, and we're just gonna kind of try to hide from this creature, and hopefully it will not see us. Oh, come on! That's another miss with a match. That's 2 this session and 3 last session. This is ridiculous. You fail or momentary success is undermined with direct. Fill two clock segments and pay the price. The clock is filled completely. That means we need to finish this scene. Oh, wow. Okay. So I'm imagining we're kind of like crawling down this hallways when all of a sudden we hear a bump, and this creature, very much like the Velociraptor from Jurassic Park, jumps onto the console. This mantis-like creature just hovering over us with the lights kind of like blanked out by its shadow, with the tentacles and these large giant claws, and it's just right there. Okay, so the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna finish the scene, and we're gonna see if we were able at all to retrieve this data. Let's go ahead and make a roll with 4 progress. That means 3 or less. Strong hit with a match. Yes, baby, it's coming back. Excellent. All right. Wow, this is an exciting game. Having so much fun. All right, so we get the data. That's done. Okay, but we have this huge creature and strong hit with a match. So what I'm going to say happens is the following. This is perfect. I'm going to say that once the data is like fully connected, everything or whatever, one of the consoles, like in another place, like sort of like beeps and like boop, 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 you know, makes some kind of sound or something because of it's filled, and the creature follows sound for whatever reason, and it just turns around and ignores us and walks over to the thing and just starts smashing a console. So we very quietly grab it and we pull it out and we get the hell out of here. So, how do we move forward with this? Do we get out of here? That is a great question. Because I think we probably need to sneak out of this place. So I'm just going to say that we're going to face danger with Shadow to sneak out of this place. It's a strong hit with a match. Come on. I'm going to say that, yeah, the creature's distracted by the noise and I'm able to sneak out. So we've got the data, everything. What do we do about Artemis? We need to get Artemis back. I've got some ideas. All right. Let's go ahead, because we're pretty banged up. So, we're going to try one last thing. We're going to try and summon Artemis. And hopefully, that works. Hopefully, Artemis's self-repairs things kind of like came into action and something happened. Maybe the spider creatures got tired. We're just gonna pray and we're gonna try to summon him. Integrity 1, so odds are this is gonna be a miss and it's not gonna work. But I like the tension of this. Let's give it a try. Artemis, come to us. Faye raises a smartwatch. Ding! Presses the button. And it's a miss. Artemis is not coming. We're standing there in the dark. We're pressing it. 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 Press it. Nothing's happening. Faye looks up down these dark halls overgrown with nature and she says, "We will see that world. And we're gonna make a little journey to find Artemis." And we're gonna delve into the dark. And we see Faye head into these dark halls. The creatures in the bound, you can see the cacophony of screams and breaking the consoles and everything in the back. And now we shall roll on this table to see what's happening elsewhere. Seemingly, oh, so we already rolled that one. Another character, place, or faction. Not so sure. Influential character or faction is introduced to give a new detail. My brain's not working right now, so I'm gonna say let's just leave it at that scene of Faye walking. And yeah, I'm gonna say we take +1 momentum because we want to focus on there's definitely a quest, a connection, or other situation. Yeah, we want to get Mech back. We want to get our Mech back. That is it. Have we developed any relationships? No, we haven't. We have not developed any relationships. And we've definitely moved forward in this quest. But, oh. Should I make a quest for getting Artemis? I don't think that's a whole quest. I think just a journey to finding him. Maybe we could make it a quest. That does sound interesting. I'll just leave it as a journey for now, so we don't spend so much time on this. We're just gonna go out and find him. And yeah, we're gonna end the session with Faye heading down these dark corridors, going to find Artemis, her mech. So yeah, that was a lot of fun. That was very stressful. I'm glad we ended it with a strong hit with a match. So yeah, as always, thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe and share and all of that. So I will see you next time for session, for what would be session 7. Yeah, thank you. Bye-bye.